Hi Leo, welcome to your the harsh truth reading. This will take a look at. It's intended for a love romantic relationship that you need some more clarity on, or romantic love situation you need more clarity on. Want a second opinion, or just want that confirmation, or the harsh truth. It starts off general and then it gets specific because I do clarify. If it starts resonating and then it doesn't, or if it doesn't resonate altogether, take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't force it. Check your moon, rising, and Venus if you're so inclined for a more well-rounded reading. Or another channel, if they do this, there's some listed in the featured channel section. I cobbled together this spread, so I'm not sure if anybody else is doing it, but I'm sure there's versions out there. I don't shuffle on camera because it messes with the cloth and the sound. Okay, but I do shuffle off camera. I just don't do it on camera. Five of Wands reversed. So this could be somebody that's, well, your opinion could be that somebody's ducking responsibility, or that they just don't want to fight anymore, that maybe there's a laying down of the fighting wands and wanting to finally work together and be on the same page. Or it could be that feel like somebody might be avoiding responsibility or not acknowledging the weight of the situation. All right, so could be Libra, could be Aries, Jan. All right, so you want to believe that you have made the right decision, that you're doing the right thing, and that everybody is on the same page, working towards the same goals. What you don't want is frustration in this planning. You don't want a wrench to be thrown in the work, lack of planning, or things to get stagnated in the planning department. Like basically you don't see a future with this person. You don't want that to be the case. You want to have what is true though, is that this person, or there has been something done in the relationship, maybe by you, maybe by the other person, Leo. And I have to say that to remind myself who I'm reading for, not gonna lie. It could be that you or the other person has done something disreputable, meaning that they have done something that they know their friends and family would not be proud about, that they've done something that, well, it's almost like, okay, they got one, this would be a situation similar to where they've got one face and they cater to the family and the friends and the community they're involved in, but in secret they're doing something that everybody would be shocked or frown upon, or that they would be embarrassed about. Things like gambling, cheating, anything that's kind of like an addiction or a compulsion that takes you away from community or your connected loved ones. So this is someone doing something, at least for this situation, it feels like they're doing something shady in private that nobody else knows about. You want there to be, you don't want to feel imprisoned or trapped anymore. You want to be open to new perspectives. You want your partner to be open to new perspectives. You want to release any kind of anxiety or anger. You just want like an about face. Like, can we just change? Can we have a do-over? I don't want to be stuck anymore. I don't want to feel like we're stuck and going round and round on the same thing again. Okay. You don't want to not be able to trust this person. You don't want to lose faith in the relationship, or just in relationships in general. You don't want to lose that, because along with trust then goes respect, Well, you're going to get your wish. There's happiness here. All right, so let's get into it and see. Clarify this justice card, please. Oof. Maybe some of you are fleeing, like you did the right thing by, this feels like leaving almost like in the dead of night or something, or just like a strategic extraction, so to speak, and it caused a real upheaval. The right thing was done by this huge upheaval that you had to be sneaky about. Basically, maybe personal safety was involved. God, I hope not. Okay. I'm going to try and keep this on. I've been clocking in about 2 minutes. I'm going to really try, and sometimes I feel like I talk too much, but sometimes you have to suss the reading out. But okay, so this is, you don't want it to be to where you don't have a future with this person, or that that there's delays in planning, and that you don't want to feel like you're being naive. This could be an Aquarius, and it's almost like there's this lack of planning or delay in planning, like things are being delayed, lack of progress, and you don't want it to be wishful thinking. You don't want to be naive here. You don't want it to be like you're just kind of plunging, going forward full steam ahead, when it's probably not the wisest thing to do. And my hunch is, like, the way it feels like, the more you're kind of denied that, the more you want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, the more that, because the Leos that I'm reading for, you're typically very positive, and you don't let things like that hold you back. Like you're not going to let, not things like this, but things like fear doesn't hold you back. Things that normally other people would pause or be like, okay, what, you're like, you know what, we got this. I can do this. Like we can handle that. That's nothing. It's fine. So I think that's what you don't want to be true. You don't want to be charging in ahead while it might not be the wisest thing to do, or it's based on wishful thinking or hope, and there's really not any plan or action or grounds to make any plans or actions, and yet you're just going to charge ahead anyway, and you're just going to, balls to the wall, cock to the rock. You're going for it, and it might not be the wisest thing to do. Well, it's what you don't want to be true. You don't want to be charging ahead with no basis. And what is true actually is that somebody has done something secretive, and you're probably feeling pretty broken up and disappointed over it, and you feel betrayed, and it's because of what they've done. It's either it was secretive and it caused you to feel this way, or what they've done has made you stop trusting them, turn inward, and realize that this is not a good situation for you to be in right now, and you're pretty upset about it. You're sad, you feel betrayed, you're disappointed, you feel discouraged, situational depression. You want to feel like you're not trapped anymore. You want freedom. This is a Hierophant. You still believe in love and marriage. You still believe in that commitment. Well, love and marriage, but you still believe in that commitment. It's almost like you want to move past that and to save and to have that second chance, to have that renewal, or to have this stability restored. You're still thinking that maybe it could be turned around. Almost like a knight in shining armor situation. I always kind of admired that about you, Leo, like like that you love love. You're just always so optimistic about love. This endless fountain of optimism, Okay. I always get nervous when I see that card because I know that can take so many forms, and it can be expressed in so many ways if it's in the negative sense that I'm thinking of. It's like, oh gosh, it can be kind of heavy. So this right here is that you don't want to lose faith or trust in your partner. You don't want to lose hope for the situation. It seems like the partner is they're very dynamic and very sexy and very interesting, because they're the kind that's like, you know what, consequences be damned. I know that's normally this one right here, but this right here is like coupled with this is a smooth talker. This is somebody who knows how to play upon the emotions of other people. And if it's upright, it's a win-win for everybody. If it's like this, it's a means to an end for the person typically. And so this is somebody that has all the right, that swagger, the way it looks, if it's a guy, or the way they look. If it's a girl, she's just got it. She knows how to look a certain way. She does it. She's just the whole package. You know what I mean? But she's not stable. He's not stable. This is just a kind of a pursuit of passion, and you are in the crosshairs at the time, but it's not anything sustaining. And typically this will be, it's not something that can be long lasting. It's typically situational. And if we're dealing with this, it's a means to an end. You do not want this to happen. You don't want to be just part of somebody's passion pursuit. You don't want to have felt like you're suckered and that you're a bad judge of character and like you can't trust yourself when you're looking at potential love interests. And looks like you're going to get your wish, though. You are going to be happy. Why? Oh, well, good gracious. Look at you. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Well, Leo, you're going to be happy. You know why? Because you've got two kings here, and these are stable personalities. Could be male or female, but we're talking about somebody, it's either two different people that basically are very stable and secure. One is very dynamic and probably quite the innovator and trailblazer, and the other one is very possibly wealthy or at least established, and they're both comfortable. They're both able to provide a secure future for their partner and themselves. They're fine with or without a partner. And this is again, man or woman. They are good mates in the sense of what they bring to the table. It's not just like, well, it is going to what you're looking for. It's not going to be like, oh, they're really great, but they're not very stable in this department or blah, blah, blah. They're the whole package, whoever this person is. So it could be one person that has their own business and is quite wealthy or secure, he or she. It could be two people that you're going to meet and you get to have the luxury of choosing between the two. This could be Taurus. This could be Leo. So you could be looking at another Leo. This could be Aries right here. This could be Aquarius. Gosh, who's the High Priestess? Is that Virgo? I don't think there is one for that. Anyway, Scorpio, Libra, Taurus. So there's quite a few players here. So you're not going to be hurting for any kind of love interest or attention. It looks like this whole you want to feel like you did the right thing about breaking up and having to walk away the way you did. Maybe you cheated and it ended a prior relationship, and you want to feel like it was. I'm not saying that you want to feel like cheating is the right thing to do, but whatever you had to do that was kind of sneaky, like basically stealing that time for yourself or doing whatever you did in a sneaky manner for yourself. I think you're wanting to feel like you're wanting to know that it was the right thing to do, that justice was served, that it was fair, that you had to do it for yourself. It came to that point. And you don't want it to be true that you're kind of going to lose hope in the future as far as planning with somebody else. You don't want it to be true that it's not, that it was just a disregard for any kind of future plans, that it was just sort of a pursuit of some sort. And that's echoed by here. We've got all these knights here. We've got 3 knights. I'm going to have to look that up now. 3 knights. Bear with me. Lively debate. That is what 3 knights showing up in a reading is. Let's see what kings are, shall we? 2 kings. 2 kings is minor council. Okay. If nothing else, it means choice, right? You know what this whole reading feels like? Let's be honest. It feels like you are ready, and when you show up, it's like, pay attention because I'm bringing it. You know what I mean? Like, I got a lot to offer. I'm a good mate. I'm a good partner. You're dealing with somebody that probably is not, and you're still looking for. You're not dismayed. You still want to believe in love. You want to move past that resentment, and just you don't want to feel trapped anymore. And I want to fall in love again. I want to find that, and I do still believe in connected, committed partnerships, right? And you don't want to be a part of somebody's just pursuit of passion where you get jerked around and then they're gone. You don't want to be with somebody that you can't trust. You want to be with somebody that's solid and stable and is dynamic and is just has a lot to offer. And probably the situation that you left was because somebody was being pretty crappy, probably had vices, probably cheating, was secretive, and there was a lot of heartache there, a lot of disappointment. But you did what you had to do because you want to be with somebody that can give what you give, like these 2 right here. And maybe this is you being happy by yourself, stable and secure, but also this leaves you open for somebody else to come in. I don't think you're gonna be lacking in the love department, quite honestly. I think whatever you did to get out of that, you did it for the right reasons because you don't want to deal with somebody that can't offer what you're willing to offer. It's like, meet me where I'm at. I'm not going to settle. I don't want to have to grow you up, I want to have to wait till you figure out your business and then we can have a future, because by that time I'll feel used and I will not respect you or myself. So yeah, we're not doing that. So that's what this whole thing says to me right here. Is that you have too much self-respect to keep putting up with the crap and you don't want to fight anymore. You don't want there to be tension. You're done. You're out. And a good decision too, because look at this. You're going to have it coming and going, offers, and there's that one thing when you take care of your own needs or something, you're more attractive to others when you have that confidence. Something about that reminds me of that also. Focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. I feel like that's what you're doing now. I feel like you're getting back to center. I don't think this person is worth a second look. Whatever you fled from, this is not about reuniting with them. I feel like this is about you breaking free and being able to get out of that thought pattern or just feel free. And now you've got your optimism back and you're finding the good in yourself and everything again. Not that you ever lost it in yourself, but just not everything's a knife fight now. You know what I mean? You're not under that pressure or that stress, and you can be optimistic and see the good in everything and appreciate the drive to work and appreciate a walk and, just back to appreciating things. Not that you're not appreciative, but when you're stressed like that, it's just like, it's just so draining. Ugh, sucks optimism right out of you. Okay, this speaks to manipulation, control, wishful thinking, role playing, deceit. Okay, be careful that you do not lose yourself when you are in service of others or when you're trying to do something to make it work. Be careful that you don't lose yourself and then that's all you become to that person and you have lost yourself. And I think that's what this is about. Whoopsie. I think this whole extraction, whatever you did right here to get out of that situation, I think that is what this is talking about. It's that you're like, I'm not losing myself to this. I don't want to lose hope. Hope is a big part of who I am, and I don't want to lose that. And if I keep doing this dance and keep going round and round, eventually it's going to happen. I'm going to lose myself and lose self-respect. You weren't willing to do that. These are still kind of clumped, so slowly but surely trying to break them up. They got a beautiful finish on them, clear coating and all that. I just don't want. So part of what you see me doing there is trying to break up the chunks. I know how to shuffle, don't worry. Okay, I pulled two, so we're going to read both of them. One is self-love. Yes, that's about you breaking free and preserving that optimism and that what you want out of love, not settling for less. The other is negativity. So this, to me, speaks to, this probably was a pretty oppressive relationship, and there might have been some control issues that you just are like, you know what, I need to get out from under this. I have to break free. And the way that you left, don't feel bad about it, because apparently you had to. It came to that. You had to leave like that. Whatever you had to do, it feels like you had to leave like that. Okay, so we got negativity here and self-love. So this is about self-preservation and you deciding, I'm not going to go down with this ship. I'm going to break free and I'm going to get back to who I am. All right, so Leo, that is what I have for you. This right here, very exciting. Just saying. This could be a man or woman again. So anyway, Leo, I hope this was helpful. I thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.